So today I'm going to show you my INFERNITY Orcust combo that I've come up with in the last week. It is a combo that requires 3 cards, one of which is specific in a starter card. That is the Draconet, a Cynet Mining, a Fossil Dig, a Soul Eating Oviraptor, or a Mathematician, which is also in the deck. I'm starting with 4 cards just so I can thin my hand out efficiently, just so I can resolve the INFERNITY cards, but typically you just have a card you're just going to set. The other 2 cards are discards, one of which can be any card at all. You're just going to discard it off the Omni Dragon in the combo. And the third card is a card that you can set, which searches a card you can discard later. In this case, it's going to be Fossil Dig. So I'm going to start off here by using Cynet Mining, discarding the Draconet, searching another Draconet. Simply doing this so I can thin my hand, just so it's easier to do INFERNITY stuff later on. We use the Draconet, and we are going to summon a Galaxy Serpent. We're going to use these two to synchro summon a IB here, which is going to allow us to search for a World Legacy Guard Dragon. We're going to activate that, and we are going to special summon back our Galaxy Serpent. You get so much mileage out of just the one Galaxy Serpent. It's just worth running the vanilla. Like, it really is. Like, we'll be summoning this monster 3 times in this combo. We're going to use these two to make a Beat Cop. Beat Cop is very important here. You can't use Lamphalingus because we are going to be targeting the Beat Cop with our Omni Dragon to be able to search for an INFERNITY Archfiend, since they are both Dark Fiend monsters. So from here, we're going to make an LP. And we're going to use our Guard Dragon to summon back the Galaxy Serpent for the 3rd time. Just get so much mileage out of this monster. It's just incredible. And we're going to make a Pitsy. We're not going to resolve the Pitsy. We're simply using it just to have the zone available for Omni Dragon. Obviously, some of you might be thinking you just move it with the Guard Dragon, but we do need the extra link material to go into Sayuja in a bit. So this is the best way of going about it. So here we're going to search the INFERNITY Archfiend. We are going to set our Fossil Dig and special summon a Sayuja using the Guard Dragons and the Beat Cop, leaving the Omni Dragon on the board. From here we're going to use Sayuja effect, and we are going to drop our Archfiend, which is going to allow us to search for an INFERNITY Launcher. INFERNITY Launcher allows us to send it to the graveyard to special summon 2 INFERNITY monsters from our graveyard, assuming we have no cards in hand. We use a Fossil Dig here just to grab a dinosaur monster we can discard, because we're now going to go into the Orcust section of the deck. So we're going to go into our Nightmare Phoenix. We don't play Cerberus just because Phoenix is the better card, and we don't really have the extra deck space to play both of them, so we just play the one Phoenix. If you're going first, you're not going to need the Phoenix because you have so many interruptions that it's just not going to matter. So we're going to summon the Nightmare here, and we are going to do typical Orcust combos with a few variations later on. So we're still going to use Nightmare to send Harp, obviously. We're still going to use Harp to summon Skeleton, but from there is a slight difference. So we're going to use the Harp here, summon the Skeleton. But instead of using the Skeleton to go into a Bardiche, we're actually going to use the INFERNITY Archfiend. Now, we do this strictly because Skeleton is a level 3 monster, which means we can use it as material for a link monster that is very important for getting to the rest of our INFERNITY engine. So we're going to use Bardiche to send Cloak to set a Shape Brigade in, and then we're going to use the Cloak to search for a Boots, which is another level 3 monster. A lot of you are probably ahead of me on what I'm going to be making here. Since we control Bardiche, we'll obviously be able to special summon our Boots from our hand, and we can link off our Boots and our Skeleton to go into a Cherubini. From here, we can use Cherubini's effect, and we get to send the 1 copy of INFERNITY Necromancer from our deck to the graveyard, which means we now have 2 INFERNITY monsters in our grave, and we have no cards in hand, so we can use our launcher to bring them back. Now, it's very important that we summon these to the right zones, so we need to make sure that Necromancer is in the far left zone. So Necromancer goes over here, and Archfiend is going to go here. We have no cards in hand, so Archfiend is going to resolve, and he's going to search the first of our 2 INFERNITY barriers. Couldn't quite work out how to search 3 of them, but honestly, it really does not matter. We're going to set the barrier, and we're going to link off our Cherubini and our Archfiend and go into an Underclock Taker over here. I use Underclock Taker simply because the sideway arrows, and also he's going to have some implications in OTK scenarios using like Bottle Sword, lower something, and then attack for like 1,000,000 damage. From here, we are going to resolve the Necromancer effect, which is going to allow us to summon back the Archfiend. And since we have no cards in hand, we're going to be able to search for our second copy of Barrier. Barrier, if you don't know, is a counter trap card that is literally Solemn Judgment. It can negate any spell, trap, or monster effect. Can't negate the summon, but that's really unimportant. Like, it just can negate anything. It's just the perfect trap card. From here, we're going to activate our Shade Brigadier, which is a level 4 monster. So we're going to be able to use our Archfiend and our Shade Brigadier to make a Time Thief. From here, we still have plenty to do in the graveyard, because we've got this Boots here that is going to search us for a Fogblade, because of course we need another negate on top of our 2 counter traps and our spin. So we're going to set the Fogblade over here, really doesn't matter. Then we're going to use the Skeleton to bring back the Galatea. In any zone, again, doesn't matter. The only zone placement that really matters was the Archfiend and Necromancer problem. So don't want to summon Dingirsu quite yet. We want to use the Galatea effect, shuffling back the Harp. And we're going to set ourselves a Babel from the deck, which turns all our Orcust effects into quick effects, which is nice to have. Now we can use the Galatea as XE material for a Dingirsu. And we're going to use the effect to grab back the Skeleton, like you would in the typical Orcust combo. And then we can link off the Dingirsu and the Underclock Taker for a long Girsu, like so. And this is the ending board. So what we have here is we have 2 Infernity Barriers, which are basically Solemn Judgments. We have a Fogblade, which is a targeting negation and can also protect maybe your Necromancer from being attacked if your opponent somehow manages a way to, I don't know, summon a monster that you can't deal with somehow, with 2 non-targeting effects and a pop and 2 monster negates, a long Girsu send. I mean, they're not going to be able to attack this, but if they somehow do find a way where they can attack this, you can just Fogblade your Necromancer. That's something you can do. On top of that, we have a Time Thief Redoer. You don't want to be applying the effect in the standby phase to grab a card from the top of your deck. Normally it's nice to be able to do that, because there's a chance you can grab a spell and draw a card when you use the Redo effect, just for that extra +1. But in this case, that's actually bad, since it is going to stop your Infernity Barriers from being live, since you have to have no cards in hand to control the effect, or to apply the effect. So, don't use the Redo effect in the standby phase, it's just to make things messy. We also have the Long Girsu here, who can send any card that is linked on the board, and since the field spell is up, it is a quick effect. I believe it's any card on the board, it doesn't have to be your opponent's. No, it does have to be when your opponent controls, so you're going to be able to like shuffle back anything that's summoned into this zone, basically. And since Long Girsu is pointing to it, it's always going to be linked. On top of that, we have the Rusty Bardiche and the Dingirsu combo, since we have a Skeleton in Grave. Dingirsu is going to have a non-targeting send, or can grab something from the banished zone if you don't have anything to send. And Bardiche is going to be able to pop something. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 responses just off that 1 to 3 card combo, however you want to define it.